Let's do it. All right, look, yesterday, the big story that broke was that the New England Patriots had been caught up in what may be another cheating scandal. We didn't know, a ton yesterday. They actually released their second statement of the day toward the end of our show, really like the last 5 minutes of the show.
It was telling that they had to come back with a second one, wasn't it, a little bit?
Right. And obviously we've had more time to think about it. We've had more time to see reports that have come out. And Rob, here's my reaction to the whole thing right now. Then I want to get yours, of course. As people that listened to the show yesterday heard, my first reaction was no way. No way.
But they couldn't be dumb enough.
You've already been caught cheating twice. There's no way you would do this again, especially for the freaking Bengals. So I gave them the benefit of the doubt, even though with their track record, they really don't deserve the benefit of the doubt. But I believe their story that they clearly told every NFL reporter, because we heard it from NFL Network, ESPN, local reporters, that this was for their Do Your Job feature series that goes on their website, which is a series that they do, and that it was just, they were filming this scout. They told the Bengals the Browns that they needed to get into their facility for credentials to do this, but they didn't tell the Bengals and the NFL and so on and so forth. And then, of course, during our show, as I said, toward the end, the Patriots come out with a statement that, yes, indeed, they videotaped the sidelines of the Cincinnati Bengals, who they happen to play next week.
I just so happened. Isn't that unusual?
Well,
wow.
That's part of the thing, Rob, is that we know that this organization pays more attention to detail than any in the league, if not any in sports.
Yep.
Right? Everything is buttoned up. You don't see any of their players step out of line. They all, quote unquote, do their job. And so we're supposed to believe that the Patriots, who dot all their I's and cross all their T's, forgot. They were absent-minded. It never crossed their mind to let the Bengals know we're going to be at the game, videotaping this scout. It never crossed their mind to let the NFL know we're going to be at the game, videotaping this scout for this feature. And you hired a crew, an independent crew of videographers, but it never crossed your mind to tell them, hey, look, in case you haven't heard, in case you've been living under a rock, we had this situation called SpyGate a few years ago.
It cost Bill Belichick $500,000.
Right. The league is watching us. Make sure you only videotape the scout. Don't look toward the field. Don't get on the sidelines. Just the scout. I'm sorry. And everybody on here knows I'm not a Patriots basher. I'm not a Patriots hater. I've said Belichick and Brady are the GOATs. But I cannot. I'm sorry. It just stretches it's asking you to believe too much to think that they had nothing to do with this, that this is all innocent, just one innocent mistake. Now, we'll see. I want a thorough investigation, Rob Parker. I want a thorough investigation from the NFL. And I'm telling you, if it comes out that Bill Belichick and the Patriots were cheating once again,
because they've been busted already with SpyGate. Everybody acts like that didn't happen. Belichick was fined the largest fine for any coach in the history of the National Football League, $500,000, and they lost draft picks, Chris. And remember that. They were found guilty in that case.
And here's the other thing, Rob. There were reports that came out that said if the organization's rule was if you get caught, tell them it's for one of our shows. Right?
Yep.
If you get caught, tell them it's for one of our shows. You got a plan in place just in case you get caught. And Diana Rossini from ESPN, who was one of the first reporters on this story, she tweeted out yesterday that the videographer who was filming, first of all, the scout, and then filmed the Bengals sideline during the game Sunday, that when Bengals security interviewed him, that he asked them, look, just let me destroy the footage and all will be forgotten.
What?
I'm sorry, Rob, it's just too much adding up. Even a Patriots fan. And again, maybe it's innocent. I don't know for a fact. I'm just looking at the evidence. I'm not trying to condemn the Patriots, but I'm just looking at the evidence and saying, my goodness, what is going on?
And let's not forget about this. Given their history, Chris, it's hard to act like this is just so random and out of nowhere, right? You can't. You can't.
In baseball, obviously the Astros, they may even be guilty of something worse or at least on this level. It looks like maybe even worse.
I think it's worse.
Right.
When they've set up a camera and they're banging garbage cans and blowing whistles.
No
seriously.
doubt. It's worse.
And that's organizational. Everybody had to be in on that.
Yep. But you hear of other teams. The Red Sox got caught. The other reporters that cover baseball think this may be something that goes on all over the league. In football, though, the NFL, who have we heard about doing this other than the Patriots?
Nobody, Chris Broussard, and that's the greatest point for me to jump in. This is about the Patriots. How many times? And people go, well, why would they need to cheat to beat the Bengals? They're 1-11. SpyGate came off of them spying on the Jets, who were 4-11 at the time. It's because they think they're smarter than everybody, Chris. They're arrogant. They can get away with it. They cheat because they can. It ain't because they totally need to. Why else? You've been caught. Stop it. Why would you continue doing this?
It's like you said, arrogance.
It is.
Insecurity. Like you said, you do it because you can.
Because you can.
You have a problem with authority? You enjoy flouting the rules, getting away with something? Is it the thrill of the chase, so to speak? I mean, why? I don't know. And I'll say this. I don't know how big of an advantage you're getting because you got game film on every team in the league, dating back years.
But I guess
your advanced scouts, they are picking up tendencies on the sidelines just with their eyes and writing down notes. You're not gaining that much. I'm not going to say you don't gain anything. But
right.
Here's the thing, Rob.
Because they have to be gaining something. Otherwise, it wouldn't be against the rules, right?
Right. And also, when you're dealing with world-class athletes, and we are, the difference between winning it all and not even making the playoffs is minuscule. I mean, relatively speaking. Look at track and field, for instance. The difference between a gold medal in the 100-meter dash is like, and not even medaling is like 0.2 of a second. I mean, we are talking about very small differences between the greats and just the also-rans. So even if they just get a small advantage, and they've won Super Bowls by the skin of their teeth.
And here's the other one, Chris. Let's not forget. The division is not wrapped up. The Buffalo Bills didn't go and hide. They're only one game out. And worse, the Patriots only lead the Chiefs by one game for the best right to be able to have home field. Right? For number 2 is home field.
Yep.
It's a big spot, the one game. You think it's not? It's huge.
Well, it also may be, and Nick Wright, I was on First Things First with him today. He brought up a good point. He said, this may not be about this game. This may be about years down the line. They've got film going back years, decades that they'll look at for tendencies. Zach Taylor, rookie coach, right? You're looking for tendencies. This may be something they use next year or 4 years from now. But it's Rob, here's the thing. if they find out that this is just something going on from Belichick on down and he was involved and he knew what was going on and all that, I'm throwing that out, I think he should be suspended for a season.
I got better for you.
At least.
Since this is his second, he should be suspended indefinitely until they see where this guy's head is, do a thorough investigation, talk to ex-employees to find out how deep-rooted this is. The NFL should go as far as possible into dig into Bill Belichick and what he's done, talk to as many people, Chris, as possible, because you can't have cheating in a professional, in any sport,
right,
where everybody else has to play by one set of rules and you're cheating. I'm serious. And if
That's not bad. I don't disagree with that.
And if I were a Pro Football Hall of Fame voter when the time comes, I would have a hard time if he's found guilty, Chris. We're assuming, right, that he's found guilty, he's involved in this. Then I'd have a hard time voting for him, especially for the Hall of Fame, the first ballot. I don't know how in the world you could look at it, because it wouldn't be one incident. It would be two huge incidents.
Do you vote for Alex Rodriguez or will you?
Right now, I have to look at the timeline because I'm still fuzzy about it, like when he tested, because if you tested positive once they broke the rules in baseball, I do not vote for you.
But what, so
I don't know if he ever
saying when it was when it wasn't illegal.
Yes. Like I voted for Bonds and I voted for Sosa and Clemens, but Manny Ramirez and who's the other guy? I just forgot. Rafael Palmeiro, Chris, both got busted after they put in the new rules banning HGH and the juice.
But Sosa and those guys knew when they were doing it that it was wrong.
No, but they didn't test for it.
Whether it was still.
No, but to me, there's a big difference. They weren't testing for it. So all
right, I don't know if I keep him out of Hall. I mean, what he's done, he's done.
He had two cheating scandals.
No, I say 3. Deflategate.
Yeah, Deflategate's in there.
I mean, if this latest thing is legit. So we'll see. I don't know for a fact. I'm just saying the evidence is piling up.
Hey, our colleague.
You're asking a lot for us not to believe this.
Our colleague Shannon Sharp on Undisputed said that Bill Belichick should be fired if he's found guilty of this. He should be fired from the Patriots.
Well, I assume he meant banned from the league.
Right, banned. I'm sorry. Right, banned from the league is what stronger. Banned from. You're right.
I like yours, indefinite suspension. That could be a year.
Until you find out, right? Until you find out how deep-seated this is.
Right. I mean, this is, again, and we're bringing up, whether it's arrogance, whether it's insecurity, whatever. Why? You're in most people's opinion, the best coach ever. Why are you doing this? So I think, you do have to find out what's going on in his head. All right. Your turn to weigh in 877-99 on Fox. 877-996-6369. Do the Patriots deserve the benefit of the doubt in this latest SpyGate, Scoutgate, whatever you want to call it, incident? And if not, what should their punishment be?
Here we go. Will in Maryland. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What you got, Will?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Doing great.
Bill Belichick is a repeat offender. I believe he needs to be gone for at least 3 years and banned from the league. He's got caught for the first SpyGate, Deflategate, now this. He's a repeat offender. He has to be gone at least 3 years. I believe Sean Payton got some treatment from the commissioner. I'm just real curious how Roger Goodell is going to handle this. And should the titles be vacated? What titles should they vacate? Any titles?
They're not going to do that. I mean, we can sit there till we're blue in the face. That's not going to happen in pro sports. I don't believe that. But your point about 3 years. Thanks, Will, for the call, Chris. What do you think? 3 years?
Sean Payton got a year.
He got a year for Bounty Gate.
Bounty Gate, right? I like your. I mean, I said a year initially. I like what you talk about with the indefinite suspension, which could be a year. I think it should be at least a year.
Right.
But then, you just see where he's at. Where's his head at? What the heck is wrong with you?
And you got my point about talking to ex-employees and different people, just to see how wide the scope is.
Well, look, I think the NFL, this is just how corporations and business in America works. They know way more than the public knows. I mean, you know what they did with the SpyGate tapes? They destroyed them.
Right, and we never got to see him, which was a mistake.
It must have been, for them, though, they probably, from the NFL's perspective, they're like, it wasn't a mistake. And whatever was on those tapes, they didn't want out.
Nope. And here's the other one. The automatic, if you get busted, oh, no, we have a TV show. This footage is just for TV.
Right.
Like, to have that already and tell people to use it, that's bad. Jason.
That is bad.
It is. In Fort Myers, you're on The Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What you got?
Hey, guys. Welcome back, Rob Parker.
Thank
Good
you.
to have you back.
Appreciate it, Jason.
And I listened to the show the whole week that you were gone, and I think that you owe Chris Broussard some Jordans for how well he carried the show.
Very good.
My
I'm
man.
just saying.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
But
Happy holidays, brother. Thank you. That would be a nice Christmas
brother.
present.
No, I
totally agree with Rob Parker on the indefinite ban, and I do think that the NFL deserves some culpability here because I think that they've been sweeping some things under the rug that they haven't even leaked yet, and I think that something leaked, and I think an independent investigation should be done because honestly, what reason do we have to trust the NFL to not CYA themselves like they did last time? What do you guys think about that? Love the show.
I think you're right on the money. I mean, I think we can all understand it. I mean, we may not like it, especially as media members.
Right.
But I understand the NFL wants to protect its brand. If they found out, let's say just hypothetically, that everything in the Bill Belichick era was tainted.
Absolutely.
That it was just far beyond what we could imagine.
It would hurt the league's image.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
They don't want that out there. And I got to be honest, I don't even know if the other teams want that out there.
No,
because to your point, it would really hurt the league.
It would. People would look and go, I don't even know what I'm watching.
Right.
Is it true?
Is it
WWE?
WWE?
Cameras? Right. Is this fixed? I mean, it's an issue. Don in California, you're on The Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What you got, Don?
I love you guys' show. I just wanted. This is what I want to say. I think he should get banned for 3 years because this is what speaks to his arrogance. Mangini came from his staff. He knew what he was doing.
Right. And he did it to Mangini.
And he's still right. Man, Mangini called him and said,
right.
Look, I know you do it to everybody else. Don't do it to me.
Right. So then one more other thing is this, that before Mangini told on them, they were 3-0 in the Super Bowl. And after that, they could have been 1-5, really.
No, they did win them, but I know what you're saying.
Right.
But it is amazing.
Their 3 wins were close, too. Their first
all
win.
of them were by a field goal of 3 or 4 points, right? Yep.